Benfica manager Jose Mourinho described the dramatic late goal scored by goalkeeper Anatoliy Trubin to seal a place in the Champions League's last 16 as a historic moment for the Portuguese sides as they defeated Real Madrid 4-2 on Wednesday. In an extraordinary finale at the Estadio da Luz, Trubin rose to head home in the 98th minute, ensuring Benfica qualified for the knockout stages on goal difference. The Ukrainian strike capped a pulsating contest and denied Real Madrid automatic qualification, consigning the Spanish side to the two-leg playoff round. Mourinho was visibly emotional after the match, speaking to broadcaster Movistar Plus. "It is not normal for me to be emotional. I think it's deserved," he said, reflecting on the intensity of the encounter and the significance of the late goal. A frustrating Real Madrid coach Alvaro Arriola, meanwhile, pointed out to numerous shortcomings in his team's performance and admitted their failure to secure a top 8 finish was self-inflicted. Manchester City manager Pep Guardiola revealed his squad watched the closing moments of Benfica's dramatic victory over Real Madrid from the dressing room and feared the worst as goalkeeper Anatoliy Trubin was sent forward for a last-gasp corner. Guardiola said City players were panicking as a late Real Madrid goal would have resulted in a 3-3 draw with Lisbon, knocking the English champions out of the Champions League top 8. Turbin's stunning header ultimately ensured Benfica's win and perceives City's automatic qualification for the last 16. Liverpool's head coach Arne Slot welcomed his side's qualification for the Champions League last 16 by acknowledging the 6-0 demolition of Qarabağ was unlikely to silence criticism surrounding their domestic form. Alex McAllister scored twice at Anfield with further goals from Florian Wirtz, Hugo Ekitike, Mohamed Salah, his first since November 1st, and Federico Chiesa. The emphatic win secured Liverpool's third place in the table and spared them a playoff tie. Despite the convincing performance, Slot conceded the result would do little to shift the narrative around Liverpool's inconsistency in the domestic competition. In theory, a 3-match T20I series in 4 days in Pakistan should serve as an ideal warm-up for both Pakistan and Australia ahead of the T20 World Cup, which begins just 6 days after the bilateral series concludes on Sunday. In practice, the series arrives at a contrasting moment for both sides. Pakistan view it as a timely opportunity to finalize combinations after several senior players missed January series against Sri Lanka. For Australia, however, the timing is less than ideal. Captain Mitchell Marsh and wicketkeeper batter Josh English were involved in the Big Bash League until the final day, which injured trio Josh Hazlewood, Pat Cummins and Tim David, and they are unlikely to gain any meaningful match practice before Australia's World Cup opener on February 11th. Shivam Dube struck the third fastest half-century by an Indian batter in T20 internationals, scoring 65 of just 23 balls, but his effort proved insufficient as New Zealand clinched a 50-run win in the 4th T20I. New Zealand posted 215, powered by a brisk 50 from Tim Seifert and a late cameo from Darren Milcher. The innings unfolded in 3 distinct phases: 100 runs in the first 8.1 overs, a collapse of 6 wickets for 63 runs, followed by a late surge of 47 runs in the final 3. Despite Dube's onslaught, India were unable to keep pace with the required run rate. Defending champion Yannick Sinner continued his dominant Australian Open with a straight-set victory over American 8th seed Ben Shelton, winning 6-3, 6-4, 6-4 to reach the semi-finals. The second seed extended his remarkable record against Shelton, securing his 9th consecutive win without dropping a set. Sinner, who is chasing a 3rd consecutive title at Melbourne Park, will now face 10-time champion Novak Djokovic in a highly anticipated semi-final. The Italian asserted control early, producing a sublime winner around the net, post en route to an early break, and never relinquished his grip on the match. Milwaukee Bucks star Giannis Antetokounmpo could be on the move ahead of the February 5th NBA trade deadline, with several teams making aggressive offers, according to reports by ESPN. League sources said the Bucks are more open than ever to discussing Antetokounmpo trades, though the franchise is not under pressure to act immediately. Milwaukee is reportedly seeking either a blue-chip young player or a substantial haul of draft picks, and may opt to revisit talks during the offseason if those demands are not met. The Miami Heat, Minnesota Timberwolves, New York Knicks, and Golden State Warriors are among the teams expressing serious interests, sources added.